Hey guys, this is Eric, the Unexceptional Rounder, and I got a video for you. So I have to get some money online, but in the meantime, I got a friend of mine to send me a few dollars. So I have about $8 to work with. And what I want to do is walk through how to set up your full tilt, lobby for the games you want to play because I think that's helpful. I've found that if you have every game pulled up in the lobby, it gets a little overwhelming. Also, if you are trying to stay within a certain bankroll, it's easier to just get those higher games out of the way. So, because we only have a few dollars, we're going to play a lower variance game, which is sit and goes. So the lowest ones they have are these $1.10 games, and then they have 95 and 5-cent turbos. So let's go ahead and get into a couple of these because they're very easy to play and straightforward. So here we are. And I'm just gonna really walk through the basics here. It's a min raise. Queen 6 will fold. Really the big thing we want to focus on is playing in position. So playing when we have the button. So this Queen 8 offsuit, I'll go ahead and raise. And I'm just going to min raise because the stacks are so small. There's no real point in making bigger raises. King 2 king, we'll go ahead and continuation bet half pot. A continuation bet is simply a bet that you make on the flop when you were the pre-flop raiser. So I raised pre-flop, the flop came, he checked to me, and I went ahead and raised. Now you notice he raised 60 this time versus the first time he raised 40. So nothing conclusive yet about that, but we want to keep in mind maybe his raise sizes mean something. And again, we're in position. We're just gonna min raise, and same thing. He checks instantly to us, and we'll make the same bet and see if he goes ahead and plays back at us or calls or whatnot. So there's a pretty good chance he doesn't have an ace, but if he called with a jack, there's a good chance he's going to call again because the second ace came. So let's go ahead and check and see what he does on the river. Queen's actually not a bad card. If he bets, I'd say yeah. So we're going to go ahead and fold here. If he had checked, we probably could have bet. 10-6 is kind of junk. We can fold one so he doesn't see us raising every single button. And we can fold there. Again, he's raising up to 60. So we've only seen him min raise one time. Okay, this is a good flop to make that continuation bet. He kind of took a second. I don't know if that means anything or not, but we're going to bet anyway. Alright, so he called there. Just going off the timing tell, the fact that he really paused when that flop hit kind of makes me think he may have a piece of this. We'll find out. Okay, looks like, wow. So let's take a look at what he had. So he had 7-8 jack. Okay, so he had a gut shot. Don't really like his call there. I mean, you can just fold there. You've got a gut shot draw. It's not a particularly good hand. There's two hearts out there. I mean, probably a hand I would fold. Now here we have bottom pair, so we have some showdown value. If he has a draw, he might raise us. I don't really see a lot of value in him calling with worse other than a draw. Let's go ahead and check and see if we can get a safe turn. That's not a safe turn. And now we have bottom pair, and the board's pretty straighted out, so let's go ahead and let him have this one. Queen 10 is kind of about the best hand I would fold there, simply because we're getting low to the point where we're kind of, we're in that shove fold zone of 10 big blinds. Once you get to the big blind right now is 30, small blind's 15. Once you get to about 10 big blinds in your stack, so 30 times 10, 300, you want to start thinking about shoving. Oh, okay. So this is fine. Looks like we're going to lose this one, but We got in 55% to 45%, and his call is fine also. Alright, so we got into another one here. I don't know why it keeps asking me to play another one. We'll check the time, 6 minutes, that's fine. I can upload videos up to 15 minutes on YouTube, it looks like. Okay, so he overbets here. You gotta think that's either a flush or a straight, because there's really no other reason to overbet in a spot like that. Alright, here again we talked about last game, how we have a little bit of showdown value, but he goes ahead and leads out pretty strong. He's playing very aggressive, which is good. He's playing aggressive, and that's fine. The answer to an aggressive player is to be even more aggressive, not to just sit back and let them run you over. See, like right there, we probably could have come over the top and shoved, but I don't think that's something we need to do yet. It's Jack 6. I'm gonna let this one go. I think he's pretty much raised every single button, so that's something to keep in mind also. And he's calling a lot out of position. I don't really know. See, this doesn't. I'm gonna raise this because it doesn't really. We're just gonna make it 90. But it doesn't really make sense for him to have a whole lot of hands here that he would have called out of position with. Looks like we're wrong though. So kind of a tough spot. And this is a good spot because he just saw that last hand happen, so he'll probably call this off with a pretty weak hand. See, in that situation, it kind of looks like I might be tilting, so it's a good spot for me to just go ahead and shove in there and expect a call. I expect him to call there a lot. Alright, so now he limps. So that's the first time we've really seen him limp. We don't know what that is. We do have a pair and a draw, though. So let's go ahead and check, and I'll call a bet here. He overbets it again. Really strange. We only have a gut shot, and it's not to the nuts. And our pair is bottom pair. And we're out of position. So let's go ahead and let this one go. And we'll kind of look for a better spot. He's leading out at us a lot, out of position. So we need to kind of eventually get to a spot we can just, pick, and we may need to bluff him off one of these. See what's going on. Now here, I don't think he would limp it. See, again, he's overbetting the pot. I don't think he would limp an ace, though. Unless it's like a real big ace. Problem is, if he does call us, we have no outs. You really don't want to make big bluffs when you don't have any outs in the deck. So now we're getting to the point where we could shove. Let's try one more min raise. See if we can get into a pot with him. And we haven't really hit a hand yet other than those pocket queens. It's the first time I've really seen him check, so let's go ahead and go after this, see if we can take one down. Okay, so he check raises, of course. Yeah, this is the type of guy that I wouldn't really want to play a lot against. He's aggressive. He seems to be making some moves on us, so that's really not the ideal guy to play against. Here we're obviously gonna shove it in. That's fine. The fold is great there. We don't really want to get it all in here. Easy shove with sixes. The shove fold stuff, I mean, you can really, it's pretty, and again, we get in ahead and we don't hold. That happens. Alright, let's see if we can get a win. Like I was saying, like those sixes, that's all really easy stuff. You can look up charts online called Nash equilibrium, and they'll kind of tell you mathematically where your unexploitable shoves are. And I think I have something pulled up. I haven't. This is actually just something that was sitting on my desktop, but I'll drag it in. This is kind of a heads-up push-fold Nash equilibrium thing, and it just tells you how many blinds you can shove what hands with. And we'll go over that maybe in another video, but like I said, I'm not really going to focus this channel on heads-up play. I just wanted to get some content up and talk to you guys a little bit about some stuff here. And I haven't played these heads-up sit and goes in a long time, and I can't believe how aggressive these guys are at the $1 games. It's pretty it's impressive. All right. And I think these guys are calling, probably incorrectly, way too much out of position. Because I'm min-raising, they think they're getting really good odds. Okay, so we hit a straight here. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and he called, and there's no, you don't want to slow play here. You really just want to keep betting. He probably has a piece of this, so, you know, if he called the flop, you know, the turn doesn't change too much other than it does complete our straight. So I would expect him to call a lot here. That's not a good card, because now it looks really obvious that there's a straight out there. What we might hope is that he has an 8, because we have the nut straight. Yeah. Here, again, there's no real point. You might as well just kind of shove and hope that he has a piece of it that he wants to call off with. I don't think, like, a value bet there is as good as shoving. I mean, he might call 160, but not call a shove. So it's close. It's probably pretty close. And now he's at 400, so he's got more than the 10 big blinds, but as soon as he gets down to 300 or the blinds go up, just it's whoever has the lowest stack that you base those shoves off of. So even if, you know, he's the one that's short, we're still going to shove as soon as he gets below that 10 big blind mark. And he goes ahead and leads out of position. We don't really have anything to fight back with. Again, you'll notice I'm really just not playing a lot of hands out of position. Playing pretty tight. I'm going to give him this 1. It's going to get us about even in chips, which is fine. Variance in these heads-up turbos is very, very high. So I think this will be the last one of these I play. If I do, I got to end this video shortly here. But if I do another one, I'm going to do full stacked heads-up, because those I will win a much higher percentage of, so it'll be a little more entertaining. I'm going to bet this. It's hard for him to have much that he can call with. God, these guys are wild. And he just instantly repots it. I feel like I'm getting owned by these guys at the dollar sit and goes. Alright, he limps there. I'm just going to shove on him. I don't think he has anything too strong. It's the first limp I've seen. And we can just take it down pre-flop really easily there. Alright, so blinds are going up. 9-8 suited, obviously a raise. And so now we're at 20-40, so we want to be kind of in shove-fold mode. And that's a nice fold to get. 4-6 at 10 blinds, I don't believe is a shove, so we get a fold. A7 is, we'll go all in here. This is a very easy play. And we're back to even on chips. 9-6 suited. That's actually probably it. We'll shove that. And again, this is kind of just going by this chart and the fact that he doesn't seem to want to call off big hands. And he, you know, he said, yeah, like he's calling me a donkey because I'm shoving, but he probably just doesn't understand the push fold stuff. Again, 10 blinds, pocket pair is always going to be a shove. And again, we get in ahead, but it doesn't really mean much. Yeah, okay, so we held there. And again, these super turbos, it's going to be kind of, you know, like he says, got, you know, $7 on here. So these super turbos are high variance. I wouldn't recommend them for beginning play, but they're kind of fun and entertaining. The next few videos I do until I get my, you know, $600 deposit and I can start playing some real tournaments, I'll play some of these either the non-turbo 9-man sit and goes or heads up sit and goes. So leave me a comment, let me know what you guys want to see. If you like this video and stuff like this, go ahead, let me know that, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Thanks.